If this season you're finally upgrading your gear, let me tell you, start with your boots. Ski House makes it easy with custom boot fittings that actually change how you ski and how you feel at the end of the day. No more numb toes, no more fighting your turns. And while you're there, it's the perfect time to upgrade your skis or snowboard too. The team at Ski House really listens. Whether you're chasing powder or cruising groomers, better fit and better gear means more fun on the mountain. They've got locations in Woodward and Framingham, Mass, and tax-free Salem, New Hampshire. Just head to skihouse.com, that's skihaus.com, to check store hours and directions. And be sure to check the show notes for a special offer for ski moms from Ski House.
Welcome back to the Ski Moms Podcast. It's season 5 and we're hitting the slopes. We're sharing real, unfiltered stories of motherhood on the snow. From conquering the bunny hill with toddlers to squeezing in your own powder days, this season celebrates every type of ski mom. Thanks for joining us. We've got a great season lined up, and be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Today, the Ski Moms are thrilled to welcome Cindy Dady. She is the CEO of Sunlight Mountain Resort in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. Sunlight is one of those hidden gems in Colorado. It's family-friendly, unpretentious, and surrounded by stunning mountain views. It's definitely on my bucket list the next time I get there. And we love that your kids can get lessons without a wait list. You can ski right back to your car, and it's just a more relaxed ski day. We all need more of that. She has been at the helm of Sunlight since 2024, and she's been really guiding the resort through a growth phase. And they still want to make sure that while they're growing, they're doing it while keeping families in mind. So we are so excited to talk to Cindy about this special independent ski area. So welcome.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited to share all about Sunlight. It is truly a hidden gem.
Well, we always love to start with the ski origin story. When did you fall in love with skiing? What did it look like?
Yeah, I started skiing when I was about 4 years old, and I grew up in the Finger Lakes of New York. And how I started skiing was I actually was using my mom's wooden skis from the 1920s. Now, just to be clear, I did not start skiing in 1920. Just my mom's old skis. So we had this big farm and a hill, and I started skiing and loved it. And one day my parents drove me over to Bristol Mountain, and I looked at, and they're like, "Hey, would you like to do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I started my true official career over at Bristol Mountain, which was just so exciting. And that's really when the bug hit me. And what's so exciting and so much fun is the 24-25 season actually celebrates my 45th year in the ski industry. I started in the industry my freshman year at college at SUNY Cortland. So I started over at Greek Peak, another independent family-run ski area. And I started as a children's instructor, which was, how so many women start the industry. And it was our supervisor, Pierre Mayotte. He said, "Cindy, the little ones, just for now." And that's sort of where it started. And then my journey to a CEO role has been just an amazing and fantastic learning experience. And every time I've made a move, it's been that I've always wanted to take on more. And I wanted to have a greater impact on the sport and the participants. So before I arrived at Sunlight, this has been stop many and hopefully my last. I can't see myself moving away from Sunlight just because of what Sunlight is. Through my journey and before arriving at Sunlight, I've held positions of children's instructor, junior school director, general manager. I was actually the first female general manager in the state of Colorado that wasn't an owner or operator, director of health and safety, and risk manager, safety, security, and now to CEO. So it's been many, many building blocks. And the path was Greek Peak in upstate New York, Stratton in Vermont, Winter Park in Colorado. Echo Mountain is where I became the first CEO. And Echo Mountain is also a very small mountain. Then I made a big move and went over to Mammoth Resorts in California. And my last stop was the New York State Olympic Regional Development Authority. And, what got me thinking and wanting to make that move from upstate New York or the Adirondacks in New York was I truly missed the sun, and I really missed being a bigger part of a smaller operation, being part of a small operation where I could actually make a long-lasting impact to the ski area, to the employees, and to the guests. Because those last places I was at, they were massive, and I missed being able to wander and talk to everybody.
There's so much to dig in from what you just gave us. First of all, we totally understand that whole need to see the sun. There are weeks in Vermont that we feel that. And I love that you started, like so many women we interview, they start with teaching kids and they started with a high school job or a college job. I mean, it's a common refrain. All those young girls out there and young women who are taking those jobs, just look out. You might be a CEO someday. When you were on this journey of taking all of these new responsibilities and challenges, was there a little voice in your head who was saying, like, Cindy, you got to keep it moving. You've got to keep challenging yourself. Why did you never settle for like one particular thing? Have you always been sort of a restless kind of spirit, or always been somebody who's just super curious about what else is out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. It truly comes from my mom. My mom was one who really pushed me to not go into general women type jobs. And she always pushed me to strive to be better, to be always learning and growing. And my restless spirit was more of I hadn't found where I felt like I could really make that big impact. I always got stuck and I wanted more. And one of the interesting pieces within the ski industry is, in that the ski areas are shrinking, the number of ski areas have been shrinking. There are only so many jobs. And if you want to move up, sometimes it means packing all of your things and moving to that next place to get the opportunity that you're looking for. So it's been truly never settling, always pushing for more, and not sticking with status quo.
And I'm thinking back, you said 45 years in the industry. So you must have just seen so much change in that time period. You were definitely a pioneer. Tell us a little bit about like the seismic shift you've seen.
Oh, wow. Over this career, it definitely has been very, very interesting. As you said, so many of us women were pigeonholed. And what's really interesting and I'm still a certified instructor for PSIA. And I hear women still speak about, oh, well, there aren't that many opportunities. And it has changed. But, everybody has to have the mindset of no matter what your gender is that you need to go in being the best qualified individual so that you don't get boxed in. And we are seeing definitely an insurgence of women taking leadership roles now, especially over the last, 5 to 7 years. It's sad that it's taken so many that long, but I think it's because of all of us that have been in there proving, showing that we can work harder, smarter, be there, show up, and be the best individual to open doors for others.
And I know one thing that we've had we see in common with the women that rise to the highest ranks within the ski industry is that they're willing to take those operations jobs that they don't necessarily feel, they have the skill set for. Again, we've talked about this many times. Like men will be like, I don't have all the skills for it, but I'm going to put my hat in the ring for that job. And women feel like we have to check all of the boxes. And it's like once they get that operations role that they've made lifts run or they have balanced, bigger budgets, it just is the secret to unlocking so many more opportunities. Have you found that same thing?
Absolutely. And that's where all of us, we had to show that we were willing to learn. And it's all about if you're looking for that next opportunity, you have to put in the work. You have to sit down and have those conversations and say, hey, I would like to learn this. And sometimes it might be, I'm okay learning this and you don't have to pay me. I'll come in on my day off. So it's, truly making sure that if you want something, you have to be willing to go for it and actually let somebody know it. And I think for myself, my mother, I'm going to call her somewhat of a visionary. I'm the youngest of four. There's an 18-year gap in our family. And I went from my sister, who's 77, she's the second born. She was the runner up to Miss America for New York State in 1967. My mom went from my sister to me, who played football. I played baseball, and my mom never said, no, you can't because you're not following a traditional role. So it was my mom in the early 60s saying, if you want to do something, go for it. Don't let anything hold you back.
I love that. And did you have mentors along the way that supported you and helped you make these jumps and grow?
Absolutely. And my mentors throughout the years actually have been mostly men who have allowed me to grow. And they saw the spark in me and they said, hey, if you want to learn this, absolutely, we're going to let you do this. So my first mentor was Gordy Richardson at Greek Peak. He was an amazing individual. And, so many of us that came from Greek Peak have risen to CEO jobs, heads of PSIA, in many jobs. And then my next mentor was Louis Lechner at Stratton, who was just so fantastic. And once again, saying, hey, go for it. Do what you want, learn what you want. And, through the children's ski and ride schools, especially the big programs that I ran, Stratton, Winter Park, I was actually basically running mini ski resorts within the ski resorts that allowed me some of those operational experiences that then opened the doors for becoming a general manager. So it's just been a lot of willingness, great mentors. There have been a few females throughout the way who've helped, but I think it was really my mom and the first two men who really made me see that I could obtain so much more.
So now you are in a position that many of us would envy. You are running an independent ski area and you really get to put your footprint, your signature on this place. Tell us why you're there and a little bit about Sunlight for those of us who've not been.
What drew me there and what is so captivating, I can't wait for more people to explore and find Sunlight, Sunlight is an authentic ski experience that is so similar to skiing back in the 70s and the 80s, or compared to skiing in Austria. We're a place where friends, families, soon to be friends are all gathering to experience a vibe that's pure, it's welcoming, and most importantly, it's so affordable for families to be able to come and recreate. What I really love is that within being so small but big, because we do have 70 trails, we have 720 acres, is that, our feel and take is that it's just welcoming, it's relaxing, and most importantly is that every single trail leads back to the base. If you decide to go one way and part of your other family decides to go another way, you will always end up in the same spot. And I think that's huge because Sunlight reminds me of when I was letting my year-and-a-half-old son. He started skiing when he was a year and a half old. By 3, he was skiing on the mountain by himself. And that's what I feel is here, is that, you see kids playing on our front hill, you see little kids everywhere all by themselves, and it's just so nice and welcoming and safe.
It sounds very similar to where our kids started growing up skiing, where there was a parent that knew them. Maybe it wasn't their exact parent, but it really was sort of a community keeping an eye on your kids. And those weekend programs are where they forged some of their longest lasting friendships. And I also made some incredibly deep friendships at a mountain like that too, like Sarah. Sunlight, tell us about where it is and sort of paint a picture for the person who's coming there for their first time. Is it mostly people who come up for the day? Is it a weekender's ski hill? What is it? Who is the part of the community there?
So Sunlight is located in Glenwood Springs. So we are on the I-70 corridor as you're going west. And then once you're in Glenwood, you take a nice little 12-mile drive up a windy, fun-filled road. And then you come to our wonderful little gem where parking's free, where you get out of your car, you walk up, and once you get to the base area, if you park in our bottom parking lot, it might be 148 steps to get there, but you're there, and everything's located in one spot. So as soon as you come up, you come right to the main hub where you can pick up your tickets. You can check in for ski school. You can pick up your rentals. You can find the special spot to call home for the day for your family. And then you're right there for the lifts. And, our makeup of our visitors is a very eclectic mix, just like all of our employees, is that we are very, very community-based, but probably about 50% of our visitors do come from whether it's the Front Range, West, or from other destinations. And sometimes we find that families find us because they're looking for a way to stretch their dollars and experience. So they might start at Sunlight and go to another ski area, but we all find them coming back because they really found that, the Sunlight, what we really strive for every single day is that we provide unreasonable hospitality to every single guest that comes. We're the Cheers bar of ski areas. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's warm, friendly. And it really comes from the training that we're giving our staff. It's our natural environment of Sunlight and just being just so humble. I mean, that is family-centric, community-centered, and it's just such a refreshing experience for everybody.
Can you tell me a little bit about what the terrain is like? On our recent trip to Deer Valley, we didn't bring skis. Ski butlers got us set up right at the Grand Hyatt. No dragging gear through the airport, no rental lines, no wasted time. Just land, ski, repeat. If you're heading to Utah and still lugging your skis, it might be time to upgrade how you travel. Ski moms can save 20% on their reservations with our exclusive link found in the show notes.
Absolutely. So the terrain here at Sunlight is just an amazing, amazing mix. We have a number of beginner trails, and a lot of the beginners, they start up on the loop or the meadow, and then they graduate to Ute, which takes them all the way up to the top of the mountain. And it is a little over 2 miles long. And we have signs on Ute that says you're halfway, you're 3/4 of the way. So you're not thinking, oh my gosh, when is this going to end? So for our beginners, we just have a great number of trails to just get your day started or starting as a beginner. And then as you start getting more adventurous, We have many glades. We have the enchanted forest. And actually, the sign to the enchanted forest says adults only allowed if accompanied by a child. So we have that. We have a small terrain park for those that are wanting to learn. And then, we have great trails, ivies. When we go to our blues and blacks, it's ivies, which is a roller. And when you enter into ivies, if you look to your left, we have a ducky tree where there's so many little ducks. We have Sun King. I know or our chairman of our board loves Rebel. Like that's her favorite. It's a blue and it's a Colorado blue. My friends that visit from New York are like, wow, that's a blue. And then if you really want to get a little spicy, we have the East Ridge, which is black to double black terrain, which we actually have a trail called the Heathen that is a 52-degree slope. So we have everything for everybody, depending on what you want. Do you want to start off easy? Do you want to go hard? Would you like to just bash through the powder through the trees? We have something absolutely for every skier of every age. We helped one of our guests celebrate their 90th birthday last year. And it was just so exciting to see a multi-generation of 5 generations enjoying the mountain from the littlest to great grandma, finding what they felt was best for them.
Okay, total goals, 90th birthday. I love the fact that you have a top to bottom run for beginners. We hear that so often that women are looking for those runs that they can do with their family, that they know where to go, that they get the views. So that's super important. The 52-degree slope sounds horrifying. And I love, love, love the tree full of ducks. Like this is the character that we know and love about skiing that we really have to preserve at all costs, as the memes say, that we have to make sure that these stories get told and that people visit these mountains. So let's say we're getting our kids up and running. Tell me a little bit about the ski school there and some of the learning to ski programs, even for adults.
So our learn to ski programs, first of all, after you've picked up your rentals, you just have to walk maybe a pitching wedge away to meet your lesson. So we're talking 50 yards. You start off there. We have private lessons. We have 2-hour lessons. You can do a 4-hour lesson. We have seasonal programs. So everything starts right at the base. So you didn't have to lug your gear a quarter of a mile to figure out where you're going. And then it's our beginner area. We have 2 different beginner areas. Well, actually 3. One is right out in front of the lodge where our snowboarders start. So they get their beginnings right there. Our little ones, where all the magic starts with those itty bitties as young as 3, start skiing on a very small trail right next to where the potties are. So they're right there and they'll be getting ready to get on the lifts. And then our adults start right near our beginner lift. So everything is very, very centralized so that as your learning progresses, you just scoot right over, jump on the chair, and start your first runs on the loop. So everything, once again, starts right from the beginning. And the packages are what you need. You can mix, you can match. You might want to start off with a private lesson, then journey into a group lesson. All group lessons, we look at our class sizes, the traditional with our little ones. We all strive, all ski areas strive. Top age is the top number of kids in your class. And, our classes are, very, very well grouped and monitored to make sure that everybody's being successful.
It sounds like there's some amazing options for all ages to learn. What about like accommodations nearby if people don't happen to live within driving distance?
So for accommodations, actually, there's a private inn or condos right at the base of Sunlight. It's called the Brettelberg condos. So you can rent a condo. So you have ski in, ski out. We have many, many partnerships with hotels in Glenwood with ski swim stay packages. So you have the community of Glenwood Springs for hotels, and there are many, many hotels, along with many bed and breakfasts and VRBOs on the road actually leading to Sunlight. So there's lodging that fits every family's budget, which I think is so meaningful for 4 different families.
Absolutely. And being able to say you're going to cook a few meals in, we always love recommending Airbnbs or condos or anything with a kitchen in them. So Glenwood would be where you could pick up your supplies for the weekend, or if somebody needs a new base layer, that's a fully mountain town stocked with all the things we would need.
Absolutely, and actually, we have, Sunlight has the Sunlight Ski and Bike Shop right in the heart of Glenwood Springs. So if you want to pick up your rentals, you can pick up rentals at our ski and bike shop if you want to pick them there, or you can pick them up at the ski area. You can pick up a base layer. You can pick up a new jacket. We all know that families or just people in general forget socks, they forget mittens, they forget something. So, for our ski shop, we have everything that we hope you need or you forgot, along with an amazing community. Glenwood Springs is live and thriving, and there are so many amazing shops, amazing restaurants to visit while you're enjoying Sunlight.
I do. I love a good mountain town. So what is the character there? Does it feel very Colorado? Is it small businesses? Are we not going to see, a Starbucks followed by a big box store? Does it have more charm to it?
If your child lives for mountain biking and is constantly pushing their limits on 2 wheels, we've found the summer experience that truly checks every box. Woodward, Pennsylvania's Mountain Bike Summer Camp is redefining what an action sports camp can be, blending epic outdoor adventure, professional level coaching, and a whole lot of fresh air. Kids are developing real skills, learning progression and safety, and building confidence on world-class terrain with coaches who are deeply invested in helping them grow. Woodward's 5 to 7 day camps are designed for riders of all ages and abilities. And because it's Woodward, the experiences go beyond biking. Think community, mentorship, and that special kind of independence kids gain when they're challenged in the best way. Ski moms can save $150 off Woodward summer camps by using code SKIMOMS at checkout. Just head to woodwardpa.com/summer-camps/mountain-bike to learn more. That's code SKIMOMS for $150 off and an unforgettable summer on 2 wheels.
Glenwood Springs is a very well-balanced Colorado, small, welcoming community. It's many, many, many independent shops. However, if you need to go to Walmart, there's a Walmart. If you need to go to Target, there's a Target. You want to go to Marshall's, it's there. So it's a very, very unique blend of shops. In the community, one thing that I was looking for in my last journey was a community. Community was what I was looking for, and community is what I've found through talking with all the business owners, really immersing myself into the community. So it's just so welcoming. It's not pretentious. It's what you're looking for.
If we're a family flying in from the East Coast, how do we navigate travel? Do we fly into Denver and drive, or should we look at other airports?
So your flight path needs to be very centric to the ski areas that you're going to be sampling. So if you're going to ski more of the Front Range ski areas, Winter Park, Loveland, Copper, Keystone, Vail, that whole path, flying into Denver is a great option. However, make sure you rent a SUV with four-wheel drive and snow tires, just because of our winter weather. For if you're going to sample more Western ski areas, Vail, Aspen, Buttermilk, all the Aspen ski areas, Sunlight, Cooper, Powderhorn, flying in and out of our regional airports, the way to go. You can fly into Eagle Vail, which is truly 25 minutes from Glenwood. You can fly into Aspen. You can fly into Grand Junction. And, really make your plans about where you're going to go, because you are navigating multiple passes.
Sarah and I love a good hearty lunch or a chili during the day. We can't let you finish telling us about the mountain without talking about food. Like, where are we going to have lunch? And is there something like that is so uniquely Sunlight that if we leave there without eating the fill in the blank, we're really missing out?
Oh, well, in that everything is in one spot. You won't get lost finding our food. And this year, actually, we're making some changes in our food and beverage. First of all, the go-to you must have is a Reuben. Everybody loves the Reubens. Our French fries are to die for. The chili is amazing. And this year, one of the things that we are doing is, as I've navigated my first year, is looking and saying, for families, for little ones, you don't need a massive basket of French fries and a massive basket of chicken fingers. So we're now starting to offer smaller bites. We call our super savers. So our little ones and our multi-generational skiers. So if you want to get a small bite, there's a small bite. So like two chicken fingers and a small basket of fries. Everybody loves our pretzel bites. And this year, to help with our weekend and holiday business, we all know weekends and holidays, every ski area, their food and beverage gets crushed, right? So what we've done is we're opening up what's called the Fox Den. And it's actually where, if you're just looking for a hot dog to put in your pocket in a wrapper and jump back on the lift, you can just go to the outside window, grab a hot dog, grab a slice of pizza, grab a Snickers bar, not go in. So we're really looking at changing the experience. So if you want to just grab something, jump on the lift, you can go. Or if you want to sit down, relax, have a great bowl of soup, enjoy the other libations that are available, you have that opportunity. And the best part is being able to sit out on the deck, soak up the sun, listen to a band while you're watching your kids ski around. So we're really changing our scope of our food to, I think, make it even more Sunlight. So it's super easy and affordable for everyone.
So it sounds like you've been really looking around, seeing what improvements can be made, but I'd love to hear a little more about, how you've navigated the first year and like what a normal day at work looks like for you.
My first year has been so awesome. And I really wanted to just immerse myself 100%. And truly, this is what I've done everywhere. So a regular day for me is I usually come in around 6 o'clock in the morning, and I call it, it's my time from 6 to 7-ish, where I answer all my emails, look at what's important, so that the rest of the day, no matter how my day leads me, I at least got those important things done. We start our day here by serving all of our employees breakfast. So I'll start off with sitting in and checking in with our staff, seeing how they're doing, talking about, hey, is there anybody that's short? On weekends at 8:45, you will find me at the bottom of our Tesoro lift, where as you start coming through our gates, like so many of the other ski areas, you're going to be greeted by me saying, good morning. If you're having troubles, I might ask you where your pass is. If you have somebody else's pass, I might say, "Oh, you're cheating on me today with a Aspen pass." And so I start there, and then I jump on the chairlift with our guests. Every chairlift that I take, I ride with one of our guests. So I want to learn what brought them to sunlight. What do they like doing? Talking to them about where are they going? What are they doing tonight? Then I'll come back in and I start wandering through our lodge. I am the quintessential interrupter of conversations. I stop at every single table and I will ask our skiers, how was your day? What was your best run? If they're having troubles, I'll help them navigate that. I move out throughout the ski area all day long, trying to make sure I'm checking not only on my staff, but I'm checking in with our guests. So I know what's going on and where can we improve, and making sure that, they realize, they go, wow, people care. And it's been interesting my first year. Number one, on powder days. So this is something unique to Sunlight if you're a season pass holder. So this is a season pass holder only benefit. But if we get more than 4 inches of snow from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m., we call it a powder day. And we open our lifts at 8:30 for those people that have the powder pass. And you will find me at 8:15 down there at the lift, talking with every single one of our guests. Talking about what are we doing? What's going on? What's the next big plan for Sunlight? And, it's so much fun to be so connected. And as I've navigated this year, or last year, people would ask me like, "Oh, what's your job?" I said, "Well, I'm sort of buildings and grounds. I look over a few things." One person asked me, "I see you everywhere. Are you a host?" I said, "Well, kind of. I'm actually the CEO." And having my presence so well embedded within the ski area, our guests love knowing that I'm taking so much care to spend as much time as I can with them. They feel just so welcomed. And that's our humble vibe, is that we are super welcoming of anyone who comes. Once I get done with that, 4 o'clock, I'll come up into my office, figure out what tomorrow looks like, finish answering emails, and then I will head down the hill, and I might stop at one of our two hot springs to take a nice slow soak. And we do have one of our hot springs. We have a slope and soak package with our ski swim stay that partners with the other hot spring. So it's just unwinding in a nice warm hot spring to call it a day, to get up and get after it the next morning.
So does your name tag just say Cindy on it? It doesn't say like CEO. And what color is your jacket? And do you have a long I mean, are you easy to spot, or people are like, there she is again?
I am extremely easy to spot. My name tag just says Cindy. And I don't believe in a caste society where higher positions have fancier name tags. I want to blend in. Actually, I don't have a ski area jacket. I run around in many, many colors of jackets, just blending in. And, people, I've heard it through my staff, is that people ask them, "Hey, do you know where Cindy is?" And usually the statement is, "Just stand still for about 5 minutes, and more than likely you'll run into her." So it's all about blending in and just being part of the group.
So in the winter season, are you working how many days a week?
So my schedule in the winter is, I will say, I'm always here 6 days a week. I strive for 2 days off. So I might get a bonus day every now and again, but I'm here. I love being here, and I want to make sure that I'm here to support our staff, because our staff is small. So, being able to be very flexible and jump in wherever I need to go, whether it's bussing tables, helping on the food line, filling up toilet paper, helping a lift. I'm always available if people need me.
You talked a little bit about the Powder Pass. Are there other passes? Are you on Indy or are you on a group Colorado Pass? What are some other ways that families could try Sunlight with a little bit of savings?
We have multiple offerings for families. We have our season passes. We have 6-packs. 6-packs are you buy a 6-pack and there's 3 of you, you ski 2 days. Everybody skis 2 days. We do offer multi-day tickets. We are part of the Indy Pass. And being part of the Indy Pass is so important that all of us are supporting independence. And this year, we actually added the Learn to Ride program, where through the Indy Pass, 3 days of skiing, 3 days of rentals, 3 days of lessons. And then through Colorado Ski Country, Colorado Ski Country has so many different packages for people to explore Colorado ski areas. So we are part of a little of everything, and we've been very strategic with our offerings. So we can be very versatile. And for our season pass holders have benefits at other small areas like Loveland, Ski Cooper, Powderhorn, so that our guests can navigate and sample and come back to Sunlight and say, we love the options that you have for us.
Are there things happening at Sunlight outside of ski season?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. This year marks the largest capital insurgence since 1966 when Sunlight started. This year, we are replacing 2 riblet center pole ski lifts. The original Primo lift that was installed in 1966. We have a brand new Palma quad that's going in. We also retired Colorado's oldest running ski lift, Segundo. It started in Aspen in 1954, came to Sunlight in 73. So that's also being retired. And then in the summertime, amidst all this, we have had a wedding every single weekend. So we have weddings going on. And this fall, we're starting with our first annual skiers picnic, really to bring all of our guests, community up so they can see what we're doing, which is, to me, so important. And it brings sort of my East Coast vibe back of, hey, let's open up and show everybody what we're doing. And every other year at Sunlight, we have my most favorite trail crew that comes in, and we have a cattlemen's association that grazes here at Sunlight. So every other year, we have a number of cows with calves, few bulls, roaming around, crashing weddings. So that's exciting. And then this summer, as like every summer, our trail crew is getting after it and opening up more glades, making sure our hazard trees are out, making sure that everybody's going to have an amazing ski time. Being small, capital and, a challenge that we have is that we have to be extremely precise with what we do. We have to plan. And I feel like I'm back to my days of elementary school, putting money in a little envelope that goes to the bank to be saving for, my big purchase. Right now, what we're doing is we're saving to open up a tubing hill in the next couple of years. So families have another avenue. So if, grandma doesn't want to go skiing, she can go tubing, or the family can do it later in the day or take a day. So our next biggest project is a tubing hill for the mountain. It's always about, making sure that we're making the most of our assets and saving for our next big project.
Cindy, we have absolutely loved talking with you, and we always wrap up with a question about what après-ski looks like for you. Give us a flavor of what, if you've had the perfect powder day and you've got a chance to get out there and enjoy some of your product, as they say, what does après-ski look like for you?
When I am enjoying those powder days or days, I had a day this last winter skiing with a ski patroller who was visiting me from Bel Air, one of the ski areas I used to look after. It was the perfect day. The snow was like butter, and it was just so amazing. And après for me is about coming down and just sitting with everybody, talking to them, and just soaking it all in and enjoying the beauty of sunlight, the community of sunlight. And then it's about, as I head down the hill, after I've closed my door, it's about heading down the hill, stopping into one of our amazing restaurants and grabbing a soak before I call it a day. So that's après to me.
Hey, Ski Moms, we hope you enjoyed today's episode and got some great tips for your next family ski adventure. If you had as much fun listening as we did making this episode, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our latest episodes. And don't forget to rate and review us. Your feedback helps us bring you more of the content you love and helps other ski moms find our podcast. Plus, we love hearing from you. So whether you're on the slopes or just dreaming of your next snowy getaway, stay connected with us. Follow us on social media, share your favorite episodes with your friends, and let's keep this awesome community growing. Planning your next mountain holiday? Skip the crowded platforms and check out Ski Mom Family Rentals, a trusted space to find family-friendly homes in ski towns across North America. And if you're a homeowner, it's a smart way to get your property in front of like-minded ski families without the big fees. Whether you're booking your next getaway or want more visibility and bookings for your home, visit skimomfamilyrentals.com and make your mountain time matter.